record.
MOBB, nigga.
Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. I've been rocking on a cool, crisp, what is it, Saturday night. We're in the lab. We have a few people in the house tonight, and we have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we normally do. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who tuned in last week and powwow with us. We haven't really got a chance to get much in because we've been working diligently on our actual media, social media platform to get things right. But tonight is going to be even epic. We have the cameras rolling, and you know how I normally do. By the way, let me take a moment right now and just let you know the intro you just heard, which is available on our SoundCloud. R.I.P. to my boy Prodigy from Mobb Deep. I know you passed on a couple of days ago. We are very, very blessed to have had you on this earth, my friend. And your boy Squirrel Rosenberg has a special affiliation with you through the sickle cell movement because my sister, R.I.P. Paula, she passed away from same complications. So with that, all the music you're going to be hearing tonight is going to be available on our SoundCloud. It's a mix I just put up the other day. It's called R.I.P. Prodigy, straight Mobb Deep stuff you haven't heard before. However, let's just jump into really why we're here. By the way, once again, R.I.P. my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I am honored to have a special guest in the house tonight. And before I even mention who he is, I want to take the time out to big up everybody's here. I want to give a big shout out and a round of applause to my boy Manny in the back holding it down the camera. Big shout out to my boy, the U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Khalil Knight holding down the audio for me tonight. Thank you so much for being there and flying in. We have some special guests in the Peanut Gallery, actually. Just flew in from out of town. Big shout out to Eleni. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. Big shout out to Big Sis. Are you streaming over there? Got to make sure you plug us on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Big shout out to Ellie. Big shout out to Nicole in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and sharing this moment with us. We're cracking something special tonight on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. My boy, Jerome Knight is in the house. Thank you so much, my friend. I salute you for being here.
Thanks.
It's an honor. And when we're talking on the pre-interview, we were touching on a couple, your aliases and your names.
Yeah.
But you told me everyone who knows you as
Jerome.
However, your full name, sir?
Jerome Franche Hagos Papiano Knight Jr.
Okay, we're going to slow that down. There's a lot of jewels alone in that name.
Yeah.
Because on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, when you say something profound, we call it dropping a jewel. Your name is profound. Let's hear that again.
Jerome Franche Hagos Papiano Knight Jr.
So what's the meaning behind, I didn't want to even attempt to pronunciate the middle name. What's the meaning behind those names?
Jerome, I think it's good luck. The rest I really don't know. But the main one I know is Hagos, the name of my clothing line. It means joy.
Wow. So you took your middle name, Hagos.
Yeah.
Which means joy in what language?
It's Habesha. It's like Ethiopian, Eritrean.
Okay, and I want to touch on that right there because I love the cultural influence that you're bringing out into your clothing line. So let people know, number one, who you are, your Instagram, Facebook, and where they can find you real quickly.
I'm Jerome. I'm a fashion designer, photographer, creative artist, and my Instagram is at JFHPK, and that's the same for my Twitter. And my Instagram for my clothing line is Hagos Joy _
August. Okay, great. So for everybody, we're going to be posting this on our YouTube channel and also on our Instagram so you can link and get all this information. But let's jump into this real quickly, my buddy. So I'm going to just call you Jerome. You are definitely one of our younger guests that we've had on the show who's making some major movements out there in this world. And I've heard some stories behind the scene, and I want to touch on that. So let everybody know, how old are you right now?
17. Just turned 17.
And getting ready to start your final year of high school in the beginning of this.
Year.
Okay, cool. So how has high school been so far?
It's school. It's hard to just sit there and do busy work all day.
I guess I'm curious because I see that you're creating, and I'm wondering what's that like? Are you being supported in the creativity, or you find it hard because it's such a standard cookie cutter process you're going through?
I think it's a hard process, being young and trying to figure it out on your own, but it's enjoyable.
Nice. So explain where we are right now with your clothing line. How did that come about?
When I was about a freshman, I got bullied all year. I didn't really have any friends because I was different. And then I got into fashion. I got inspired, and then I just decided to start getting into art and clothing. And then I was just like, why don't I start a clothing line?
Wow. A lot of jewels right there. Let's dissect that a little bit.
Yeah.
You're getting bullied.
Yeah.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I mean, it was irritating because it was just like petty high school stuff, but it happens, you know.
At the time, I mean, how did you feel? I mean, not being welcomed.
I felt like betrayed kind of, but at the same time, it was just like, it's whatever. You just got to deal with it. You can turn like a negative into a positive.
Boom. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, my boy Jerome just dropped the first jewel in the middle of this podcast. Could you repeat that, my friend?
You can turn a negative into a positive.
No, what's how? Because at the end of the day, you've seen the documentaries, you've seen the commercial where kids are being bullied, and they take they don't turn that negative into a positive. Let me ask you this, and now that you can take a bird's eye view looking back, what do you think it was that allowed you that ability to turn a negative into a positive?
The hustle.
Elaborate.
I mean, like the hustle. Like, I mean, I like these kids are making fun of me because I'm dressing weird and like my clothes. But like, you know, what if I make like some clothes? I could sell it for like $2,000, and like, you know, what if I sell out and like all of what I sold, and then you laugh at me because of my weird clothes, and you just got the clothes mine. Like, look what you just missed out on.
Wow. I'm very inspired by two things. One is the fact that you were blazing your trail and you stayed in your trail.
Yeah.
Because the average kid is going to go, all right, since you're making fun of me, let me back off that. Correct?
Yeah.
That could have been an easy way out.
Yeah.
But you stayed focused, and I'm inspired by the long-term vision you had.
Yeah.
Because anybody that I've known have done
It's
this.
all about the vision.
It's all about Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Let me pull that up again. Another jewel. You're dropping them. And you're not going to slide jewels by me, because on this show, it's all about jewels.
Yeah.
Run that jewel again, my friend.
It's all about the vision.
It's all about the vision. It's an honor to be here with my boy Jerome. We're kicking back, having a wonderful conversation about his fashion line, his clothing. You hear the ingredients that's making up the 17-year-old such a phenomenal person. We're going to take a quick break, come back. I want to jump into the background, the family makeup.
Okay.
Who's inspired you, or what has inspired you to become who you are? Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. One. Get ready to crack into the second segment of this powwow with my fashion designer, visionary, artist, photographer. I mean, any other aliases, or let me rephrase that. Any other accolades we can add to that, my friend?
Curator.
Oh, curator at 17.
Yeah.
I mean, the first segment of our conversation really opened my eyes. I was very impressed with not the story told, but the vulnerability and how you overcome the bullying and turn it into a positive, stayed in your lane, and turn this fashion statement that they were making fun of you about into a movement. I salute you for being that confident.
Thank you.
So let's dabble a little bit, and we just read off like 6 accolades that are on your resume right now. Let's touch on curator. What is that about?
I mean, I can put things together like in my head. I can just picture and like envision like what I want to do, like get this idea and like, oh, that looks sick. Like, this person, like if I'm working and I see a dude and I'm like, yo, do you model? And he's like, no, I don't model. And I'm like, do you want to model? And then they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, hold on, let me help this customer, and like write down my like Instagram, be like, all right, hit me up. Like,
well, because you see,
like the potential, like, like I get something in my head, I'm like, all right, yeah, I can like.
No, I appreciate that. So I noticed that you did not approach me about modeling. Is there something wrong with your boy?
No. You just got to get a vision for it. I can't. Everybody always want to ask me to model. I just like, you can't just ask me, be like, hey, can I model? Be like, I don't know you.
No,
like,
because at the end of the day, I was approached once to model actually.
All right.
And the lady
Squirrel
asked
Rosenberg
me.
gear going.
No, she did. She said, you look like you'd make a great glove model.
Glove
which
model.
means she just want to see my hands. because the face isn't really built for the modeling. But anyway, as I segue a little bit, I wanted to touch on the family background because I'm very curious to find out what it was or is someone that inspired this creative, outside of the box thinking, especially from a person who's experienced all the dramas of doing a high school thing.
Yeah, I'd say like the creative part, I think that's just on me. I mean, maybe it's in the genes, but like that's just like me. That's something that I found like a niche that like I like to do. But and then like a big inspiration is like my mom. She's like the main hustler. Like that inspires me.
Build on that a little bit.
She's a single mom of 3. Not by choice really, but she had no choice. But she made it work, and we never like poor by any means. But like she hustled and like got it, got it whatever we needed. She made sure we had it.
So why don't we do this real quickly? And I really appreciate you for saying that. Let's look into this main camera and give a round of applause to Mom. What's her name?
Chell.
Big shout out to Chell. You hit a home run here, Chell. You hit a home run here, Chell. We want to big you up on that. No, I appreciate you for seeing the struggle. And a lot of my guests, women are usually the spine of the family.
Yeah.
You see her do the hustle, and that kind of inspired you or gave you this drive to duplicate that.
Yeah.
Wow. How is she handling the whole bully thing and her advice? I'm pretty sure you got a chance to share that with her.
She was like, defend yourself.
Yeah, which is what you have to do out here, really.
Yeah.
And I think you did it in a very good manner, actually, because you can always, I think one of the biggest thing you could ever do to somebody who's hating is to succeed.
Yeah.
So
who are like those guys anyways, like.
Exactly. So I wanted to dig on a little bit as we touch on the family makeup. You mentioned the Ethiopian-Eritrean connection. Let's expound on that. Your nationality through connection is?
Like what I'm like mixed, like what I'm mixed with? Like, Ethiopian, Greek, and black. Just
Ethiopian, Greek, and African American.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. So I'm pretty sure the African influence or the Ethiopian influence is coming through in some of the designs, no?
In the future, yeah, but possibly. I mean, like the whole infrastructure is like Ethiopian, I guess you could say.
Okay, nice. We were talking about the photography, and there are some shots that I've seen that you've done. Is there any way we can see some of your shots? Are they up where we can visit?
Yeah, I have a website at hagosmovement.net, and you can see any of the photography on any of my Instagram or Twitter, anything.
Oh, nice.
It's all up there.
What's the inspiration behind the photography?
Honestly, it's just like if I get an idea, like right now I don't really drive, so like if I live in like a kind of like a high rise like apartment, and like we have like basements, and like it's kind of cool down there. It has like low lighting, and kind of like has like a warehouse type feel. So like that's where I shoot now. But like if I'm like ever like riding anywhere and I see like a place close by, or like get an idea of like a place, see it on the internet and it's close by, I'll go to it and shoot.
It sounds as if that Mom and your family are really supporting you on this movement.
Yeah.
And you
but school's like number one, like it's like,
which it is, because that's going to give the foundation. So in the pre-interview, I knew we touched on some of your passions, and let's just hear some of the things that you're passionate about.
Well, my art, my photography, that like all of it is just art basically. I just consider it like under one category of like art, like that's the main thing is art,
which is an expression of your views.
Yeah.
And I know you're very well traveled.
Yeah.
Let's list a couple places you've visited in the 17 years you've been on this earth.
Jamaica, that's the one.
All right, big up, buck, jerk chicken, breadfruit, rice and peas all day.
Yeah. I've been to Mexico a few times. I've been to like all over the states, and I've been to Dubai this year.
Wow, what was that like?
It was amazing. I would love to live there.
You would, huh?
Yeah.
Cultural changes?
Culturally, it's like it's pretty free. It's just like I think it's just like money based. Like it's all oil money. Just like flashy everywhere, fast cars, big buildings, tallest buildings. The place
you visited that you were most influenced by?
California, like Los Angeles.
Why?
Just like palm trees, beach, everything. The people, like it's like free. The culture.
Wow. I wanted to touch on your trip to New York, because here you are hanging out. As a matter of fact, I want everybody to know my boy's from Dallas, Texas.
Specifically
Plano,
but it's
Texas.
It's North Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so and you're in New York. You've been here a couple times.
Yeah.
What's your vibe on New York?
New York, actually, this time I like it a lot better. I feel like I could get a lot more done. People are productive. There's like more people. It's like deeper community. I saw that like you don't really need like social media.
Okay.
If you know like the right people in the community.
True. What was it like moving around here? Your first time you came?
The first this time the
first time you came.
The first time I came was like a baby, but like the first like actual time I came was last summer. It was pretty fun.
Moving around was easy.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
And now you mastered it.
Yeah.
Would you live here?
Yeah, for like a bit. Not during the winter though. No, I can't do the winter.
Wow.
It's too cold.
You can't do the winter. You can't do the heat. It's got to be perfect. Yeah. But as we get to wrap on this section, I know you went shopping in New York today, and we were talking about a couple of things you picked up. Could you show my guests what you picked up and why you picked them up?
Rings, it's essential in the style. You gotta have rings.
So what is this right here?
I think this is an eagle. This is like a chief, and then this is like
hold it straight up so my boy can take a.
I'm missing the middle finger one, but that's coming. That's coming.
Oh, so that's big. And then what about the kicks?
The kicks. Gotta.
Yeah, lift that up, son.
Classics.
Yeah, I saw these when he got into the elevator coming up to the studio. I'm like, wow, classic, bro.
With the Vetmont sock.
Yeah, this guy's total fashion. Total fashion. And I like the fact that you've continued to blaze your trail.
Yeah.
So as we get ready to blast out on the second segment, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, I'm kicking back with my boy, Jerome, a.k.a.
Hagos. Junebug.
Yo, let's take that. And you can find him where?
At JFHPK.
Yo, stay tuned. We're going to rock out on this one. Come back. Close with my boy. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV, SQR. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. R.I.P. my boy, Prodigy. Bong.
Smack fire out.
Solid, thugged out Mob Deep track. Do you know anything about this music, my friend?
Yeah.
Yo, this Mob Deep, stupid. R.I.P. to my boy Prodigy. Big shout out. Yeah, classic records. As we get ready to wrap up this powwow with this, one of my most interesting guests, I got to say, on the powwow, because I'm very impressed with everything you've shared thus far. And now we're going to step into the segment where you share and go in and let me know exactly how Hagos, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yeah, Hagos.
And how's it spelled?
Hagos.
Hagos, and that's your clothing line.
Yeah.
What have you designed thus far?
All collections together.
Yeah.
About how many t-shirts? I say like 20 t-shirts, like 30. That's how many I've put out probably.
Okay, nice. And where can we get some of this product?
HagosMovement.net.
Say that again.
HagosMovement.net.
17-year-old, straight out of Dallas, bigging up mom who really laid the ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed by that, my friend. Honestly. So let's talk about the funding. How are you getting this thing off the ground?
Me.
Elaborate.
I work 2 jobs to support it. Well, now, I used to work, I've been working ever since I was 13, but now especially I work 2 jobs.
Where?
Starbucks and a movie theater close to my house.
And this is what the funding is behind.
Yeah.
Have you ever reached out and tried to generate income from any other sources?
Yeah, interning and just retail, just trying to get my foot in the door of the fashion industry.
Okay, nice. I think I heard a story about you reaching out to an investor once. How did that go?
I really wouldn't use an investor now, maybe on a larger scale, but that's just, I don't think that's that smart.
Why not?
Because it's people.
You can take big steps.
Big steps, but big cuts.
Big risk.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're trying to fund this whole project.
Yeah.
Solo.
Because if it blows up, I don't know anybody.
No, I appreciate that. And I also think with the vision you have, you're going to have a lot of people going to be coming at you with opportunities. I'm pretty sure that has happened before. Has anybody really approached you to really help you get to the next level?
I mean, snakes, I guess you could say, but
You've been approached by snakes?
Yeah, and not people just trying to I design,
Let me ask you this. What was the antenna? What was the signal that made you say no, not that one?
Like authentic impulse, like knowing like if people like their intentions and like what they're like thinking, you know, just knowing like how they act, how they move, like in certain situations.
What I'm hearing is you're trusting your instincts.
Yeah.
And I am even more, I don't think bothered is the word I'm looking for. I'm more intrigued on how a 17-year-old can trust their instincts in a position where you want to move ahead. You're trying to design, you know, you're designing your clothing line. Here's an opportunity. So I come up with my salesman pitch or whoever it was. Let me go. Let's get microscopic. Share a story with me when you were approached by somebody and then the instinct that you felt. And the reason why I'm asking you this is because I want my listeners, and try to remember while I'm prepping this, I want my listeners and my viewers to maybe realize that they have been in that position before and what you did to pick that up. Go.
Just like the average Joe, I guess you could say, like just coming up like, hey man, like yo, I love fashion, like I want to do this, like blah 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 blah, like, you know, like coming at you, like telling you like their whole like ingredient for like success and like all this, like why are you telling me like just go do it? Like I don't know, like there's no like right way to do something. Like you could like work like overnight and blow up, or you could work like 10 years and then blow up. But like
true.
Just depends on like what happens and like your journey.
And I think what I'm picking up from the conversation is the fact that you have consistently trust your instincts.
Yeah.
And I respect you for doing that and salute you for doing
your
that.
Intuition.
That intuition, because we all have it. As we get ready to segue into the final part of this podcast, I always like to ask my guests, if you have the magic wand, you have two things that you can make an impact on.
Yeah.
What would be those two things?
My family and to like impact two things?
Yeah, you have a magic wand, you can do two things in the world. Two things. So as I use like a genie with two wishes, you got two. Like
make sure like my family's straight, and then like outer space, like we can live like in like on Mars or something, or like explore like a new planet like besides Earth.
Why?
That'd be pretty lit. I'm trying to hold on. Let me think of this quote.
I'm curious, but why go outside?
Oh, okay. It's like saying you live in a neighborhood, but like you live in a house, but like saying nobody else lives in a house. Like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you live in a house and then like it's like a whole neighborhood of houses, but nobody else lives in there. And just saying like only you live in that house. Like
that exclusivity of completely being
like Earth. Like that's like, that just doesn't make sense. Like saying like, so say you live in a house and like there's nobody else in any other houses. Like, but what, you live in a house, why wouldn't there be anybody else on a house? Like that, you see what I'm saying?
No, you lost me there, because I'm trying to figure out how does this relate to going to Mars, because I'm thinking you're thinking far out.
Like we're Earth, like this is Earth, like we live on a planet. Why would you not think there's stuff like in like another galaxy?
True.
Like vice versa. Like
true. So you would use that other wish to expound and get to that.
Yeah, live somewhere else. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Imagine like the photos and like pictures, or like what about like other like fashion, like fabrics and like stuff like that.
Oh wow. I've never really thought that futuristic, and I'm pretty sure those points you just brought up, the pictures, the colors, the fabric, the culture, it's
traveling, like imagine
imagining that. Wow. I salute the vision you have, and I salute, because you have definitely been the first person to use the magic wand to go look for another galaxy where we could survive and live and thrive. Yeah. Just to say that, hey,
that'd be pretty tight.
Yeah, that'd be pretty tight. So as we get ready to close here, my boy Jerome, I want to wrap. I was honored to sit with a visionary, a curator, fashion designer, a photographer, a 17-year-old young man who is dominating and making a change, changing the impact of bullying.
Yeah.
And make it into something positive. Staying in his own lane. Dropping jewels here on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. It's an honor to have you. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Honor. Let them know where they can get your product again. Let them know your
social.net. My Instagram for anything. You can find me, like my clothing line, my other projects that I've been working on, photography, everything else at JFHPK.
We're going to be following August. We're going to keep you guys posted. Listen out for that name. You'll be seeing this on 5th Avenue. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio 1.
There's money to be made.